approached Christmas as I wanted stuff. I wanted stuff. I mean, I was so emotionally dialed in to this is going to make or break Christmas right here, baby. If I get these things or if I don't get these things.
What has Christmas been like for the Carman family in the years past, and what does it look like now?
Yeah, so it's really, it's changed so much. We, Davis and I actually just did a podcast on this because the way we were raised and the way we celebrated Christmas as children was all about the JCPenney catalog. So I'm dating myself. I don't know if anybody even remembers the JCPenney catalog. I think you have to be as old as I am to remember that. But
I remember it.
Do you? Okay, so we're in the same category.
Yeah.
So the JCPenney
catalog. You would
catalog,
circle the toys and
yes, and I would dog ear stuff, right, and leave it on the table so everybody could see it. And I approached Christmas as I wanted stuff. I wanted stuff. I mean, I was so emotionally dialed in to this is going to make or break Christmas right here, baby. If I get these things or if I don't get these things. It was not pretty but there was all that to say, Jesus was not a part of our Christmases growing up. We grew up going to church, but not in a tradition that celebrated Christmas as the birth of the Christ. And so it was literally devoid of Christ. So when we got married and we got Christ, then that substantially influenced how we raised our kids. And so here, Christmas was all about the Jesse tree and Advent wreath and singing the carols. And I love that our house still echoes of my kids singing carols in their little baby voices, you know, away in a manger. It just, I love that. Right. And so now with everybody at their own house, this year, we're going to get to go to our second son's house and his wife. They have 3 of our grandkids, and we're going to go over there and they're going to host us for Christmas for a couple of days. So that'll be nice. So I think it's just been a real blessing to hyper focus on the presence of God and the gift of Jesus at Christmas and all that means, and a lot less on this stuff.
Did you grow up in a Christian home?
Yeah, I did. But the denomination...
I thought you had. I mean, I've met your parents before.
Yeah. But the denomination did not celebrate Christmas as Christ's birthday. And so, I mean, we didn't... We had a Christmas tree. We did everything secular, did everything but Jesus. I mean, it's kind of remarkable to think back on. It seems impossible, but that was what we did.
So how did you work to bring Jesus into your Christmas time with your kids? I mean, you talked about singing hymns, of course, but intentionally, what did you do with your kids to bring Jesus in?
You know, it's a great question. And I think it's another example of how God is so good to give us each other. He's just so good to give us. I had no idea where to start. I mean, when I got broadsided with the reality that God came down, that God gave his only son and he was laid in a manger, right? And that the shepherds came and the angels announced and the wise man came. And this was this amazing moment in history when God came down. When that reality came into, and it happened, I was holding our youngest son and we went to our first ever Christmas pageant. And I'm sitting there and I'm crying. I'm going, oh my, this changes everything, right? And I literally didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, I'm so far behind. Even though he was only my firstborn, I was like, I don't even know what to do with this. I mean, yay, but I don't know what to do with this. And the girls in my neighborhood, it was just a God thing, showed me how to make an Advent wreath. And they, a few years later, somebody introduced me to the Jesse tree. And I mean, it just built on, because you can't do it all, right?
Right.
And so we started by going to a Christmas Eve service, right? And learning the carols and doing the Advent wreath, and just very simple. The church we were at actually had a study that you read through all of December. I mean, it was life altering. And our kids were super young. So at that point, we were reading it with them, but we were learning.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like infants, right? But it really made a difference. And now that 4 of them are married and have their own families, I've copied that same study that we did with them when they were little and given it to them. So just passing that on. And again, I think if you're new to the whole idea, just don't think you have to do it all. I mean, just one thing at a time. Maybe this year it's Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
Maybe it's singing a few carols. Maybe next year it's the Advent wreath.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Jesse tree. Maybe it's not. But, just building those traditions in, I think it really matters.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.